Is the Kia Sedona a reliable vehicle? I don't think it is. Here's just some of the things that I've had to replace or that are broken. The interior, the amplifier for the door speaker. The amplifier channel is bad. I haven't replaced that yet. The door handles on both doors have failed. The spring inside literally just breaks. You have to replace that. The heat door actuators for the air conditioning system, heating system, those have failed on both sides. Underneath the vehicle, there's significant rust issues. In fact, there's so much rust that the front lower control arms have been recalled because they literally rust apart and just break in half while you're driving. There's been a recall for rust, and rust inhibitor was sprayed under the carriage. But I still see significant rust. In fact, I had to replace one of the braces on the front engine cradle because the rust was astronomical. It is just unreal how rusty it was. I wish I had a picture, but I don't. So Kia did a very poor job of rust management for this vehicle, rust prevention. On the front end, this vehicle has had two steering racks, one at 80,000 miles and one at 184,000 miles. Just putting in a single steering rack at 80,000 miles is a horrible scenario. Maybe the first steering rack would be bad at 150. But so this car is just, it basically eats steering racks. The axles have worn out. The bearings, all four wheels have been replaced. The carrier bearing has replaced on the the passenger side front axle. Everything in the front steering has been replaced several times. So that stuff is under spec for this vehicle. On the back, the springs have been replaced because the vehicle is sagging significantly. The adjusters for the rear alignment completely rusted and frozen in place. Had to cut those off with a cutting tool. There's a video I have on that. Significant amount of work. The undercar, the spare tire carrier, undercar, there's a winch that holds a spare tire carrier. Totally rusted. Had to replace that. The valve cover gaskets on the front of the engine rust. They leak. That's a common problem. The rear one on mine didn't leak. The spark plugs in the rear are very hard to get to because of the plenum that you have to take off. The starter's been replaced at least once by me, probably more than once. I don't know. There's a lot of things on this vehicle that have gone wrong. It needs a torque converter, which I'm going to do in the spring because it's snow on the ground right now. It is January 2017, yeah. So I'm going to have to pull the torque converter. Of course, you have to take the engine out, take the transmission out to do that. My cousin has a 2006 Honda Odyssey with over 200,000 miles, and he has had to replace an engine mount recently, and that's the only significant repair cost that he's had. And if he had done that himself, he could have saved himself a couple $100. But anyway, I don't think the vehicle is very reliable. If you were going to buy one and you live in New England or some other area where there's a lot of salt and winter, don't buy it. Maybe if you're down south, it might be better. I still caution you. Please comment. Let me know what you found on your Sedona, especially if you have more than 100,000 miles on it. Thanks.